Arsenal Fan TV, time to get into the player ratings after a very disappointing 0-0 draw against Hull City. Arsenal don't do it the easy way. On paper, it looked like an easy game at home, but Hull City came, they parked the bus and we just couldn't break them down. And now we face a replay against them. But hey, let's get into the ratings. First of all, in goal, David Ospina. He had nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do. I could have played in goal today, the amount of chances he had to deal with. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because he did nothing wrong. But then on the other hand, he had nothing to do. He must have been bored in goal because Hull didn't create anything. So I think there's one save he had to make, and even that, I think that was offside. So 6 out of 10 for David Ospina. At right back, Callum Chambers, I don't know, he didn't look comfortable there to me. I mean, defensively, he was okay, but he never got forward enough for me. You know, when you're playing in the system that we play, you've got to be bombing forward as a right back, and he just never seemed to get forward, and he was a bit sloppy at times. I'm going to give him 5 out of 10. In the centre of the park, Laurent Koscielny played okay, was a bit rash with some of his tackles. And I'll tell you, on another day, he went flying in with a second tackle. I don't think he connected, but if he had done, he could have gone. Really got to curb that Koscielny, and we'll have to do better than that against Barcelona. 5 out of 10 for Laurent Koscielny. Per Mertesacker on the other end didn't put a foot wrong. You've got to say, you know, 6 out of 10. Wasn't spectacular, but did nothing wrong. On the left-hand side, Kieran Gibbs, again, for me, didn't create enough width. Didn't make any mistakes, really. But I wanted to see him being a bit more dynamic down that wing, bombing down that wing. What's wrong with these guys getting to the byline and crossing the ball in? I don't seem to see that coming from, you know, our wingers. And Gibbs today didn't do that enough. For me, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Sorry, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for Kieran Gibbs. Moving just in front of him, Matthew Flamini. Again, another player for me. I know he's playing as a holding midfielder. Not dynamic enough. He gets the ball and he always goes sideways. It doesn't care if there's 20 yards in front of him to run into. He passes it sideways. Be a bit more dynamic at times. If you're playing against a team that's offering nothing coming forward, then you can go forward. 5 out of 10 for Matthew Flamini. Mohamed El Nene tried, you know, I mean, some neat passes. Tried to be a bit more dynamic, tried to make a few things happen. Was a little bit sloppy at times. But again, I think for his second game, he played decently. 6 out of 10 for Mohamed El Nene. Alex Iwobi, some good little moments in the game. Tried to take on players. I thought, you know, one of the better players, especially when you consider that he doesn't play a lot. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Danny Welbeck, I thought today was pretty impressive. You know, he tested a goalkeeper. He was pretty, pretty dynamic in his play. You know, you could see that he really wanted to follow on what he did last week. And again, the goalkeeper kept him out on a couple of occasions. Had a shout for a penalty. He was doing really well. I think on another day, if it weren't the fact that he was just coming back, he wouldn't have been taken off. 7 for Welbeck as well. Theo Walcott, again, needs to be a bit more better, more clinical with his finishing. You know, he gets himself into good positions, has got his pace. Against Barcelona, will have to be way better than what I saw today. 5 out of 10 for Theo Walcott. Joel Campbell playing on the right-hand side. Again, not one of his better games for me. Joel Campbell was very sloppy at the beginning of the game. Sort of grew into it more. Had an excellent free kick that was saved by their keeper, who was their man of the match. I'm going to give Joel Campbell a 6 out of 10. Then we move to the substitutes, 3 of them that came on. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, to me, disappointing. Came on again, no impact on the game. Had a chance in front of goal. Compose yourself and get the ball on target. He just shanked it. Poor. 4 out of 10 for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Got to do better than that. He's a much, much better player than that. He's so talented. We want to see more of it. Olivier Giroud came on. He tried. He had that attempt where he nicked the ball. And on another day, you know, if the defender, to be fair to the defender, he did well in recovering back. But I thought Giroud made a little bit of an impact when he came on, so I'm going to give Olivier Giroud a 5 out of 10. And Alexis, disappointing when he came on. Got to be really a bit worried about the form of Alexis at the moment. It's definitely on a bit of a dip. Just keeps cutting inside, being very predictable at the moment. Not the Alexis that we saw last season. I'm going to give Alexis also a 4 out of 10. Not his best of games, but hopefully he'll come to life, you know, in the game against Barcelona. Arsene Wenger today, his selection, I thought was the right selection. You know, it was quite a strong team. The team just weren't prolific enough. They just didn't do the business. 6 out of 10 for Arsene Wenger. The fans today, I thought, very lacklustre after last week. Came with expectation that we were going to smash, you know, 4 or 5 goals past Hull City, and got a bit frustrated when we didn't. 5 out of 10 for the fans. It's a replay against Hull City. I want us to win this FA Cup for the 3rd time, and I want us to take a strong team up there when we play them next time and get through this tie. But I guess it was just one of them days.
Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV.
The Barcelona game next week. I mean, again, it's an exciting game for us.
Yeah.
What do you make of that one? It's going to be a tough challenge.
Tough game, but both teams are playing good, so I'm confident that we can get a result out of it. Well, Barcelona is one of the best teams in the world, but so are Arsenal.